Hey guys, welcome back. It's Melody, and today we're going to be talking about ways to save money because I did a life hacks video on how to save money, but this is the last half of that series. I did want to say before I get into this that if you are struggling during the holidays, because a lot of us, the holidays can be so strenuous and so stressful, and we feel like we have to put on a face to just get on with it, or a lot of Americans are medicated now. If this holidays are especially difficult for you, to carve out time to take care of yourself and to try to figure out the reasons why socializing or being around people is strenuous. So for instance, for me, I just wrote it off to I'm an introvert and I just like being at home with my books. But that is only part of the truth. I did not trust people. I was worried about how I would come off or how I would look. And those things can be solved by finding ways to rewire the way that you think about yourself and the way that you think about other people too. Because if you don't believe in yourself or you don't believe in others, that is a narrative that we sort of always live out. I mean, we fall into situations and we project into situations so that we will be right. And that is the thing about life, is that we always see what we want. If you love something, you don't want to change it. You want to preserve the integrity of it. You want to preserve it. You might want to improve day by day, but you don't want to make a mass overhaul. So if you love yourself, but you're like, I want to be more beautiful, I want to be more wealthy, it comes from inside. Peace comes from inside. We have to look at the silver lining, and more importantly, to trust and to love ourselves. And not as self-love as in complete positivity, but a love of just being peaceful and accepting things as they are and letting go of resentment or letting go of expectation. Easier said than done. It usually starts from our childhood, and that goes back before our childhood into our parents' childhood and how they were raised. We got to rewire ourselves differently. That's all I have to say about that. One of my top tips for saving money you guys have heard is using my 2% card. Why use a 1.5% card? If you have 5% card, use that 5% card. But definitely take advantage of 2% cash back. The very next thing is to try the 30-day spending freeze. The spending freeze is basically you collect a bunch of staples and you just don't spend money for 30 days. Now, it might be inconvenient for you to do it during the holidays. Maybe you can get all of your shopping done early and then you can just do 30 days straight, or you can do it in January. But you will be shocked at how much money you will save by doing the 30-day spending freeze. So what I did was I stocked up on essentials, on disposables, and also on canned goods or things that I needed, and I was good to go. For 30 days, I didn't spend money. All I spent money on was fresh produce. Challenges in life are very good because it shows you what you're capable of, and it also gives something for your mind to work on. Because the bottom line is that if you are always reading, or you're always going online, or you're always thinking, then you're going to get bored. You're going to get bored on your surroundings, and then you want to travel and do a gazillion things because you're not stimulated. But if you do challenges, it stimulates you in a way, so it's a very good activity. Find things you're passionate about. You don't have to be passionate about saving money. You can do another challenge, but definitely challenges are something to work into your life because it keeps things interesting without you losing a lot of money. The very next thing is to use less technology, and this saves in electricity obviously, but it saves because you are not constantly being advertised to, and you're not constantly being stressed out. The online world is now like our mind in a way. It moves so fast, and same with video games or anything like that. The real world can't compare to that level of perfection and that pace that we can keep online. Make sure to slow down and to manage your technology. Make sure that when you're doing things, they're just not acting on you. You're not just going online out of habit, that you're consciously and intentionally doing things. You're living the life that you want to be living. Your thoughts even, they're not just descending on you. You're setting time to brainstorm about something you're working on. It's the same if we keep on fantasizing or idealizing. It's so difficult to accept the present, but the more that we live in the present and we experience life, and the more that we take part in life, the easier it is. The easier it is to get along. There's so many reasons to be a minimalist. It almost fits every lifestyle. minimalism is just minimizing the parts of life that is not that important to you. And for everyone, it's different. If you're like me and you like other arenas like career or books or things like that, maybe you like it all. But if you like other arenas, then focus on those arenas and build up those arenas. Don't have a life that looks good on the outside. Have a life that actually serves you. If you pretend to be passionate about certain things that you think that you have to be, then you're never going to be as good as someone who's naturally passionate at those things. And on top of that, I'm not saying not to be balanced, but on top of that, you're going to collect so many things because they're going to represent your desire to have those things instead of representing you. So your things should represent you. And that's what minimalism is all about. Minimalism is about having space to create. It's about elegance. It's about using ingenuity. There's so many things that minimalism is. It gives you clarity and space to read, to collect knowledge, to become better at what you do. If you love cooking, if you love your family, which I hope you do, but if you love your family, to spend time and to be passionate about those things, that's what minimalism does for me. Getting to my next point, which is saving money, and coupons and sales are something that I don't use to save money, because coupons and sales, that mindset of the hunt, or that mindset of constantly looking through the mail, clipping coupons, looking online for sales, always being online, trying to get the best deal of everything. I value peace of mind. Just think about a streamlined life. Think about a life where you only went to one store and you come home and you only have the things that you really love and high quality of each thing. I only save the coupons that come into my inbox. That's the only coupons I save. Oh, I only save the coupons that come into my mailbox. Getting away from the hunt mindset is very important because it is not a peaceful mindset, obviously. It is, I have to prove myself. We should do what we are passionate about and we should be true. Doesn't mean we shouldn't sacrifice, but we should be true and we should be compassionate first to ourselves and then to others. The very next way to save money is to go green. And it is very simple. It's only something you have to do once. So I'll just put all of the things that I use that are eco-friendly in the down bar. You can save so much time if you just use reusable, because your batteries and your paper towels and everything, there's no emergency of going to the store quickly. If you can use the Diva cup for your menstrual cycle, even better. So just think of all the things that you can reuse again, or ways you can clean things like the shower curtain or your earplugs if you use earplugs when you sleep. There's so many ways to reuse things so that you almost never run out of anything except for maybe toilet paper. Another thing is to have proper backup, and this is something that almost everybody in the South does. You can do creative things with food, like you can freeze rice, or you can create breakfast for dinner so that you can save money. There's so many ways in regards to food of saving money, and I'm working on a video right now on ways to make produce last longer. Just one whole video on that. But making smoothies, for instance, having leftovers in the freezer, those kind of things you can make on a moment's notice, and therefore you're not always running out of food. The easier your meals are to make, the less intimidating they are. The more that you have of backup in your freezer, the easier it is to eat. So you want to have some easy meals that you can knock out right away. If you are not vegan, you can have a vegan night or a couple vegan nights. You can have a taco bowl, for instance, without using meat, and you can have substitute cheese. It especially made a difference when it came to money, because dairy is very expensive and goes bad very quickly. The second last tip I have is to not wear shoes in the house. It's something we do in Hawaii, and it saves so much. And whenever guests are coming over, I just have my shoes out. I leave them out specifically so that they can see that I've taken off my shoes. So it's kind of like a cue that there are no shoes in the house. It's also better for kids if they're not walking around or playing on the floor where shoes are passing through, and also better for your pets and things like that. So not walking around with shoes in the house is such an easy switch, and it will save you money in the long run. And then the very last tip that I have is to make your home enjoyable so that you can use activities that are cheap. The ways to make your home very comfortable is obviously to have the external, right? To have the external part down, which is soft couch, soft blankets. You can make blanket boards, watch movies on the floor. You can have soft jackets and things, so it makes you want to be at home, makes you want to cook. have kitchenware that you enjoy. But it's beyond that. It's also the spirit in the home. The spirit of the home, if it's of peace or perfectionism. Because perfectionism or fear or anxiety, and these are natural human emotions, but we want to have an overarching theme of peace, because then it truly is a joy to come home. If everybody is stressed out, or if everybody's afraid, or if everybody's hiding out in their room, you know, that's not a spirit of working together, cooperation, and peace. So optimism and peace and working together, and then we are able to accomplish all the things that we want to, and we're able to meet all of the setbacks and all the struggles that is naturally a part of life. We're able to do it with a level head because we have a good base from which to come from. It's not that the base is making us more afraid, so that when we go out into the world is just piling on top of that. But the base itself at home is peaceful and is conducive to learning and toward playing and creating and working together and enjoying life. So I hope that this video helped you out on ways to save money and ways to live better. I'll see you guys next Sunday in the next organization and minimalist video. Thank you guys so much for watching.